There. Hi. Oh, Krista, you're here today. Good. Fern, Chris, iPhone, whoever that is, and Karen. Okay, great. Okay. Put it in the chat box if there's something that you want particularly tonight. If not, we'll just do our thing. All right. Recording. And we're ready to go. Nice day, isn't it? It's gorgeous out there. I didn't think I'd have this many people come on. 5:30 on the dot. Here we go. Okay. We're going to start in standing this evening. Take your feet about hip distance apart. So remember, we're starting out with pranayama. Prana means breath, right? Yama means basically an exercise or skill. So we're just kind of getting into our breath. So place one hand, let's place the left hand over our heart center and the right hand over our bellies. Bend the knees just a little bit. Look down at your feet. Make sure the outer edges of your feet are parallel. That may make you feel a little toed in. That's okay. So bend your knees just a little bit. Now listen, I want you to relax your tailbone. Just relax your tailbone. Notice how that also relaxes and releases the lower back. And just breathe. Now, with that right hand on your belly, you can really feel the movement of your belly. Now move from a belly breath to a rib cage expansion breath. And by that, I mean you're going to open your rib cage front, back, and sides. So a full opening of your rib cage, 360 degrees. Sensing more chest movement here with that. And release your hands from your torso. Spread your feet out just a little bit more. Feet are facing forward or slightly toed in. Bend the knees a little bit. Make sure the knees are bent forward, not to the side or inward. Bend a little bit more and just take your head to the left and to the center and to the right and to the center and to the left. Center, right, center, and then pick your head up. Take your arms out to the sides, bend a little bit more, and just go side to side here. Now, don't let the arms go higher than the shoulders. And don't whip around too much here. Just keep it nice and slow. We're just warming up. We're twisting the torso, rotating the spine. Now listen, when you go to the side, that's where you can really get a good exhale. Right? That's where you kind of squeeze it out. Now take that right arm over your head and back, left arm over and back, right over and back, and just do this one, moving within the shoulder joints here. And then bring both arms to the sides. Come down a little lower and push your butt down a little lower. And all I want you to do is take your arms in front of you and use them like weights, as well as your head, and just roll forward here, opening up first the lower back, mid back,
Here we go, neck. Stay here and breathe. Now really make those arms heavy and feel them pull your wing bones apart and open that space between your shoulder blades. Now give a 360-degree breath in the rib cage here. Push through it. And slowly roll up from here. Come down to your mat in a seated pose. Easy pose here with the knees to the sides, edges of your feet into your mat. Place your palms to your inner thighs. Let your elbows drop just below your shoulders. Take a few breaths here with full awareness of those breaths. Take the left fingertips into the mat next to you. Take the right arm straight up to the ceiling. Bend the elbow. Take the side of the head, right ear to the right shoulder. Going to open up the neck more deeply now. Unlock that right shoulder if it's pinched. Just breathe here. Feel it. Take the left arm out to the side, keep your head where it is, turn the left palm back, bring the arm back behind you, bend the elbow, give yourself a bind if you're able. Otherwise, just keep the left fingertips into the mat next to you. Now, with every exhale, put just a teeny tiny bit more pressure on the head, just a tiny bit more. We're not forcing anything. We're just coaxing it to open some more. And then release the head back to center. Release the right hand and the left hand to the inner thighs. And just breathe here. A few more breaths here. Feel the left side of the neck. Feel what you've accomplished there already. Opened it up a bit. Left arm comes up. Elbow bends. That hand takes the right side of your skull this time. And then draw that ear toward the shoulder on the left side, opening the right neck. Unlock your jaw by opening your mouth. Feel it. Breathe into that neck. Check out if you're pinching in the left shoulder. If you are, release that. Take the left fingertips to the ground. Now, if you want more, take that hand up a bit, not higher than shoulder at all. Turn the palm behind you. Take the arm back, bend the elbow, give yourself a bind, nestle that bind into your back body, and then go back to that right neck. Again, the exhale is where you can find more release, possibly pressing a little bit more into the head during the exhale, or not. Release the head, release both hands to the inner thighs. Slide the hands back to the inner thighs, and we're going to do some rotations here. Now, draw your belly back to your spine while you're doing this. And I want you to just think about your core, just behind the belly button there, as being the engine that's powering this move. Okay, it's going to bring more awareness to the abdominals and the lower back. Remember, the core is also the lower back. It's not only the front body, it's the back body, right? All right, reverse. And bring it back to center. Take your right fingertips to center, left fingertips to the left side.
Draw your navel back, pick your chest up just a little bit, drop your shoulders. Now press into your fingertips and turn your belly button to the left. A little bit more. If you need to walk the fingertips to the left a little more to get more twist, go for it. Now bend the elbows toward you and just bring your front body toward your left inner thigh. And you're going to feel the right lower back open, the right hip open. Now soften the shoulders, the elbows, and drop your forehead toward your knee and breathe here. Lift up from this. Spin forward, take the left fingertips to center, right fingertips to the side, torso still facing forward. Draw your navel back, feel your belly, push into the fingertips as you spin your belly button to the right. And you may need to walk the fingertips over a little bit more as you spin. It depends how much you twist. And then bring your elbows back toward you as you draw your front torso toward the right inner thigh this time. Oh, feel the left lower back space open. And then soften up into the hands, the shoulders, the elbows. Drop your forehead toward your knee. Okay, so now you just melt into it. No more trying. Deep breaths here. And push up with the torso. Come back to forward and moving it into tabletop pose. All right, fingers are spread. Middle finger, make a line from the middle finger up to the top of your mat. You should have a nice squared off T there. If not, rearrange those hands. Press into your palms. Press more and more deeply, more. Feel how that energy runs up to your arms. Now, ready for this? Suction cup the center of your palms as if you're just trying to suction cup and pull up from the center. Nice. Now release that. Soften the palms. Bring the right arm up. Take it behind your wrist. Send it out. We're threading the needle here. Drop into the right shoulder and the right side of your head. Now you're at home, so if you want to grab a little pillow, a flat pillow to put under your head here, but it should be super flat. Towel would even be better. You can always have these little things next to you when you're doing it, when you're doing the live stream, your home practice, because it's convenient. Now, really release into that wing bone. Yeah, feel that release. Those of you who want more, you can take the left palm up to the ceiling, catch raindrops, or you can give yourself a bind. But remember, we're working on the right shoulder. That's where all the awareness needs to be placed. So if doing this fancy stuff with your left arm takes away from the right shoulder release, put that palm back into the ground. Slowly take your left palm into the mat right in front of your face. Push up by straightening that left arm, release the right. Okay, left arm, bring it up. Weave it through behind the right wrist. Left palm is up. Drop into that left wing bone. Rearrange that right hand so that the right shoulder can be relaxed. Wait for the body to stop guarding. And then you release more weight. Those of you who want to do the right hand moves, go for it. To the ceiling or binding. Full breaths here.
Just do a little, experiment. Do a really shallow breath, almost like you're holding your breath. And then do a deep breath. Notice the difference in the left shoulder sensation between those two situations involving two different breathing patterns. See how much more dynamic when you add the breath? Right palm into the mat in front of your face. Push that palm into the mat to lift up and release your left arm. Come back into table pose. Ooh, shoulders feel good. All right, let's put cat-cow in here right now. So make sure the hands are in proper position. Fingers are open. Press into your mat. Press into the tops of your feet as well and lift the belly towards your spine. Internal energy here. Feel that. You're not moving at all on the outside, but a lot on the inside. Bend your elbows back just a little bit. Send your heart forward. Lift your hips. Saddle your back. And you're in cow pose. Now, when you're in cow pose, you don't want to pull the back of your head, of your skull, towards your upper back. Rather, you want to lift from the crown of the head to the ceiling. Now, close your eyes. Take awareness to the tip of your tailbone. Round it towards your mat. Feel your pelvis shift down and forward. Now, take that rounding of the back all the way up the spine to your neck. Cat pose, drop your head, release. Okay, make the head really heavy, really heavy. Feel the neck muscles release, and then slowly turn the head to the right. It's really slow and fluid. And then to the left, and then to the right, and then to the left, and back to center. Elbows come back just a teeny tiny micro bend. Lift your hips, drop your udders, cow pose. Press the heart forward between the biceps. Lift from the crown of the head. Breathe into this pose. Feel the suppleness of your back. Round it up to the ceiling for cat pose. Drop your head, tuck your belly up. Another cow. Another cat. Back to table pose here. I'm going to throw in some shoulder stuff. So take your knees back, hands to the side, and gently bring your front body into your mat. Feet are toed in. Arms are spread apart, palms are down. Okay. Now, the arms should not be higher than the shoulders. Legs should not be more further apart than hip distance, and feet are toed in. Okay. Okay. Roll to the right side and take your left arm underneath you, palm down. So your hand is basically under your left thigh and the arm is straight. Roll to the other side and bring your right arm underneath you. Now bring your right thigh into your right hand. So press both palms into the mat as deeply as you can. You're looking straight down at the mat. Your neck is in alignment with the rest of your spine. Lift your right leg. Release it back to the ground. Lift your left leg. Release it back to the ground. Lift both legs. You won't get them up too high. Release them. Now release the arms. Bend the elbows to the sides, palms up. And take your palms chest level. Come on up here. I was going to do another shoulder one, but I just remembered it's similar to a new one I want to do. So instead, I put in a little elbow compression for you. Okay, back into our table pose. Curl your toes. Press deeply into your toe pads. Knead your toes. Knead them. Yeah, knead the bottom of your toes. Okay. Now press your hips back towards your heels. Okay, and it's like you want to slide your hands forward, but they're stuck in your mat. Drop your head. Drop your elbows. Lift your tail just a little bit without lifting your belly. Fingertips are spread apart. Stay close to the mat. Glide your torso forward. When your heart comes between your hands, lift up. Table pose. Curl your tail. Press back. Push back with the hips, forward with the hands. Press down into the toe pads. Drop your elbows. Lift your hips just a little bit. Glide forward. Come on up to table here. Okay, take your left knee in. Take the top of your left foot to the ground. Lift your left knee out to the side. Now send your left leg straight back. Now bring it to the side again. Bring it down next to the other knee. Lift it to the side. Send it back. To the right and down. Extend that leg. Knee comes to the side. Leg straightens behind you. Knee comes to the side again. Straight down. Pick it up. Send it back. To the side and down. How's that? One more. Just so we can feel our glutes, right? As if you don't feel them already. Straight back. Side and down. Take the left knee next to the right. Lift the right knee to the side. Send the leg back. Flex the heel. Might as well use the leg muscles. To the right. Down. Side. Back. It's all super controlled, everybody. Right and down. Side. Back. Side. Down. Let's do another one. Up. Back. To the side. And down. All right, separate your knees, hip distance. Curl your toes, come on up. Down dog. Okay, you can walk your dog, bending one knee and the other. And again, really press into the feet, into the toes. Okay, don't forget about the feet. They're really important. Press into them, work them out. There. Now come up to your tippy toes. Spread your fingers apart. Feel the mat underneath your hands. Press forward into the hands to draw your chest back up toward your thighs. Now drop both heels. Now take the left foot in just off center. Root it into your mat. Lift the right leg up to the ceiling. Open your hips to the right. Bend the knee. Lift the knee to the ceiling and pulse it. Using that inner thigh, using those lateral glutes again. Turn your hips so they're facing the mat. Straighten that leg. Take that foot down next to the left foot. Ground into that foot. Lift the left leg. Press your chest back. Hands forward. Lift it a little higher. Open your hips to the left. Bend the knee. Lift the knee to the ceiling and pulse it. Breathe through this. Exhale. Turn your hips so you're facing the mat. Release that right foot. Feet are next to each other, right next to each other. Come onto your tippy toes. Bend your knees toward the mat. Look forward toward the front of your mat. Hold it here and push deeply into both hands. All right, lift into down dog. Separate your feet. And just take a few breaths here. Take your left foot in off center again. Sweep your right leg up. Look forward between your hands. Right foot comes forward between your hands. All right. Knee is over the ankle. Look back at your left toes. They should be facing forward. Shimmy them toward the back of your mat, as far back as you can get them. Okay, now really straighten that left leg and squeeze the left butt cheek. Press the right heel back. Feel the calf muscles open on the left leg. Keep that leg really active. Take your left hand, take it closer to your right foot, reach forward with your right arm. Lift that arm to the ceiling to turn this around and rotate. Those of you who want to bind, you can put a bind in this. And if you do put a bind in it, draw the shoulder and the elbow back. Everyone, take care that the right hip doesn't jut out to the right. Pull it toward midline. Release the bind. Release that arm forward. Take the right fingertips next to the foot. Torso is facing your mat again. Straighten your right knee. Drop your left heel. Walk your hands back, fingertips forward, and we're in pyramid pose. Bend your elbows back. Drop your forehead toward your right shin. What about putting a rib cage 360-degree breath right here? Try it. Bend your right knee, walk your hands forward, stop when the knee is over your ankle. Okay, look back at your left foot, hop it forward, take it out about 45 degrees. Make sure the right foot is on a different track. You may have to scooch it over to the right and come on up, warrior one. Oh yeah, reach, 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 reach. Take your palms together. Take them down to your chest. Separate your fingers and really press your hands into one another. Now listen, the shoulders stay low. Okay, the shoulders stay really low because we want to get this in the shoulders and in the chest. So shoulders stay low, elbows stay high. Press, press, press. Rotate the fingertips toward you. Press the wrists away from you. Just think it, you're not going to really get too much movement. Now rotate the fingertips up and then bring them forward. Now bring the wrists toward you and press into your hands. Release that pressure, bring it just to a nice soft mudra. Oh, that feels good. Secure yourself into that back leg, squeeze the left glutes, draw the navel back, turn to the left, and pulse. Bring it back to center, lift the arms, you're back in warrior one. Reach forward, drop the right arm inside the right leg, press them into one another, press some more, press some more. Feel the work coming from the right hip. Lift the arm to the ceiling, that's your left arm. Okay, and then those of you who are binders can bind here. Unbind,
Take the left arm over your ear. Turn your torso facing the mat. Reach the right arm forward. Palms are facing each other now. Come on up. Take the right arm forward. Take the top of that hand into the inner thigh. Press inner thigh into hand, hand into inner thigh. Lift the left arm. Open it behind you. Turn the palm down. Release the right arm and you're in warrior two. And in warrior two, your head turns to the right because your focal point is over the right middle finger. Rotate the right palm up. Rotate the left palm back, left pinky forward. Take the left arm back. Bend the elbow, take the top of that arm somewhere into your back body, tuck it in there, release the left shoulder after you do. Now bring the right arm up and over, and you have a bound reverse warrior. There's the right rib cage. Feel it? Give it some breath. Move it. Move it with your breath. One more. Release to warrior two. Release the bind. Palms are down. Okay, swivel that right foot to the left so it's facing the edge of your mat. Move your feet so you're in a nice wide V pose. Feet are either forward or toed in. We're coming down. Hinge from your hips. Okay, I'm just noticing that this plant, it's kind of obscuring seeing my legs. That's better. That's better. All right. And come on down. Nice inversion. Release everything here. Use gravity, pulling the body toward the earth, right? All this stuff in the torso and the head that normally goes in the opposite direction is now, well, it's now going in the opposite direction because you're upside down, right? That's the beauty of an inversion. Take a hold of the front of your ankles with your hands, straighten your arms, and look straight down at the ground. Bend your right knee and press the left inner thigh toward the mat. Other side, bend the left knee, draw your right inner thigh toward the mat. Deep inner thigh opening here. Let's do the other side again. This feels good. And then the other side, one more time. Back to center, palms under your face. Walk your hands forward. We're going to wide dog it here. Okay. Let your head drop between your biceps. Press your heart back there between your legs. Soften the elbows here. And feel that space between your shoulder blades and a little bit farther down. That's the thoracic part of the spine, the mid part of the spine. Just feel how that gets this really great stretch here. Now, big rib cage breath, do it. See, even upside down. Glide forward. Walk your hands back. Swivel your right foot so it's facing the front of your mat again. Look back at the left and turn those left toes so they're facing forward. Moving into pigeon pose now. Walk that foot, that right foot, to the left side of your mat. Knee toward the right side. And then very importantly with that back leg, you send it straight back, not to the side at all. Level your hips as level as you can get them to the ground. And then if you want to, you can start coming down into this, dropping weight into your right hip.
Deep breaths here. Notice how the mind feels when you're releasing the hip. It's such a huge joint, such a huge release, right? That it changes the flavor, the mood of the mind. Slowly lift up. Take that left leg forward, right knee to the side, right foot to the left inner thigh. Left leg is coming straight out of the hip. Flex the left heel, fingertips to the ground. Drag that left heel and left sitting bone back a little bit as you slightly come forward with your torso. And then slowly bring yourself over that leg as you're pressing down internally from inside the leg. You're pressing the right outer thigh toward the ground. Now, once you come over this leg, just don't worry about keeping a straight back, none of that. Just breathe here. Enjoy this pose. Another lower back opener. Make the breath deep. Feel the rib cage, the belly move. And slowly come up. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in right here, just because it's convenient, because I got my foot right here. Let's throw in a little footwork. So bend your left knee and take your right foot over that thigh. Spread your fingers apart and put your fingers between your toes. Get them, yeah, get them between your toes. Okay. So you've got a finger between each of the toes. Okay. Now, grab the foot with your fingertips and then press the toes forward toward the top of the foot. And then take them back toward the bottom of the foot. See all those little joints of the toes? We're getting those nice and, right, like juiced up here. And then back. Okay, now twist slightly away from you with the toes and then toward you with the toes. So we're getting a little bit of forefoot twist here, the joints and the forefoot. All right. Release that foot. Let both legs come straight down in front of you. We're going to come forward here, little forward fold just to get everything nice and straight and lined up again. And then come up. Come back into table pose. Curl your toes. Press into the toe pads. Press into your hands. Lift your knees about an inch or two off the ground. Push deeply into the hands. Feel the shoulders work. Keep pressing, pressing into the hands. Keep lifting the belly. Nice. Lift the hips. Down dog. All right. Right foot comes in. Left leg sweeps up. Look forward. Left hand comes forward between your hands. Knee over the ankle. Shimmy the right toes back as far back as you can get them. Squeeze the right butt cheek. Press the right heel back. Okay, so you've got that right leg really, really on fire back there, right? Like nice and strong. Take your right hand closer to your foot. Release your left arm forward. Reach, reach, reach. Lift that arm to the ceiling. Draw the left hip towards center. Don't let it jut out. And then if you want to, you can bind this. Release that left arm forward and down.
Torso is facing the mat again. Now straighten the left leg and drop the right heel. Feel the right calf muscles open. Walk your hands back. Fingertips are facing forward. Okay, so you've basically got the heel of your palms, your wrists under your shoulders, more or less. Bend your elbows back. Drop your forehead toward your shin. Release this. Take the knee forward. Walk the hands forward. Okay, look back there at your right foot. Turn that foot out about 45 degrees. Possibly scooch the left foot over if you need to be on a different track. Separate the tracks between the right and the left foot. And lift up. Warrior one. Take the arms to the sides. Turn the palms behind you, pinkies forward. Feel the triceps ignite. Bring the arms back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Sit a little bit more deeply. Bend your elbows and take the tops of both arms into your lower back, right? Drop your shoulders. Now lift your heart to the ceiling. We're putting a little back bend in here. A bound back bend at that. Straighten the spine. Release the arms up. Flow forward here. Take your left arm inside of your left leg. Press them into one another. Reach out with your right arm. Lift it up to the ceiling. Now, binders, this is your place to bind. If you're not a binder, just keep that right arm straight up to the ceiling. Binders can release. Take the right arm over your ear. Turn your torso to the ground. Release the left arm. Palms are facing each other. Come on up. Take the left arm forward. Bring the top of that hand into the inner thigh. Press them into one another. Reach up with the right arm. Open it behind you. Turn the palm down. Release the left arm. Both palms down. Feel the left inner thigh work. Check out your left knee. Make sure that it hasn't migrated to the right. It stays where the foot and ankle are, right? On that line. Rotate the left palm up. Rotate that backhand palm. It's almost like you want to get it to the ceiling and the pinky comes to the side. So you're really turning it a lot so you can feel the tricep ignite. Okay, now you bring that arm back, bend the elbow, take the top hand, take that hand behind you. See what I'm doing? And then look out at your left palm, bring it up and over. Oh, here it goes, left rib cage. Now, breath. Give some breath to the left rib cage. Release back into warrior two. Now move it to warrior one. Come down here. We're moving it into pigeon pose. So you're going to have to swivel those back toes so they're facing forward. Walk that foot to the right side of your mat. Left or knee to the left. Send the right leg straight back. Level the hips and come on down. Again, deep breaths here. And try not to float away. Try not to get wrapped up in thought. Try to keep your awareness rather than in the thoughts. Try to keep the awareness in the sensations that this pose is giving you. Receive those sensations.
Slowly lift up. Right leg comes forward, straight out of the hip. Left knee is bent to the side, left sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Flex that right heel, fingertips forward. Now you just slide the heel back, and automatically, of course, the sitting bone comes back. And then just slowly make your way down, all the while pressing that left knee and thigh toward the ground. So on your way down, there's a lot of effort. And then once you come down as low as you're going to come tonight, release all effort, surrender to the pose. Breathe into the pose. Slowly come up, bend the right knee, take the right foot into the ground, take the left foot over. Okay, now you have access to your foot. Take your right hand and just weave your fingers. Put your fingers between your toes. Yeah, and then you press your fingertips into the front of the foot. Thumb just kind of comes to the side and keeps everything nice and secure. And then you press your toes toward the top foot and then toward the bottom foot. Let's do it again, toward the front, or top, I should say, and the bottom. So notice how you're moving these toe joints. Okay, now you're going to twist away from you and toward you. It's a little awkward, but keep the foot steady, okay, with the left hand. So you're only twisting up at the toes. But of course, when you do this twist, you get some of this midfoot too. Forefoot, really. Okay, and release. Okay, let's bring it up. Okay, feet facing forward. Inhale. Swan dive forward here. Exhale. A nice standing fold. So you can have your knees bent or straight. It doesn't matter. If your hamstrings are kind of tight and getting in the way and you feel like, hey, I could get a little closer if I bent my knees, go for it. Bend your knees. Take your palms to your shins, extend your spine forward, hold your belly up, monkey pose. Take your left fingertips into the mat in front of you, bend your right knee, bend your left knee, lift your right sitting bone, right leg is nice and straight, lift your right arm to the ceiling here. Oh, feel the back of that right leg, right? That's your sciatic nerve opening up, getting some good opening. Switch sides. Right hand comes where the left one is. Now this time the right knee bends, left leg is straight, left arm picks up. Get both hands to center, bend both knees, sit in a little teeny kindergarten chair, swing your arms forward, chair pose. Come up, swan dive forward, fold in half, monkey pose, press into the shins, look over the edge, refold, bend your knees, drop your head. Bend your elbows, clasp opposite elbows gently with your fingertips, and let your arm bones get heavy. Oh, feel those shoulder blades pull apart. Feel the neck release. Again, gravity's taking you down. And then just rock side to side a little bit. Back to center, release the arms. Slowly roll up. Bring the arms up and overhead. Okay, ready to waterfall. Knees bend. You sit in a little chair when the water falls down. Here we go.
Inhale through the nose, open the mouth, exhale, fall. Inhale through the nose, come up. Exhale through the mouth. Two more. Last one, stay down. All right, nice, 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 nice. Just a nice bent knee, forward fold here. Pick up your feet, put your hands under them for gorilla pose. Press your toes into the bottoms of your palms there. Press, press, press. Bend the elbows out to the sides. Drop your head. Breathe up and down the spine. It's nice and open here. Release your hands from your feet. And we're going to slowly roll up. Nice and slowly. Mountain pose at the top. Palms come forward. Close your eyes if you can. Bring the arms slowly up and overhead. Put a Namaste Mudra at the top. Float it down to your heart. And then gently press your thumbs into your chest and look for your heartbeat. Maybe you can get it, maybe not. Maybe you can just feel it, not necessarily at the thumbs, but inside. And release down. Okay, I want to do this one that's belly down. So first, belly down, just for a moment here. Okay, move my mat back so you can see a little better. Okay, so belly down. All right. Extend both arms forward, forehead into the mat. Bend your right knee. Now bend your right elbow and take your right hand chest level next to you. Push into that hand and roll your body to the left. Feel the right foot come into the ground. Now take that right arm all the way over to the side. Okay, now listen, try to get in and out of this thing slowly, okay? Because we want to build some strength here. Okay, lift the arm to the ceiling, push into the right foot, slowly roll back. Right arm is going to go straight next to the left arm and straighten the right leg. Bend the left knee. Bend the left elbow. Take the left palm into the ground. Press into that palm as you roll to the side until you feel your left foot hit the ground. Then begin to take the left arm up to the ceiling and down to the side in a T position, right? Now bring the arm up. When it comes to the ceiling, press into that left foot. Roll back. The left arm is straight. It's coming next to the other one. Both legs are straight. We're down here. Bend your elbows. Take your palms chest level. Come on up and roll it to your back or flip it to your back. I didn't know how to put that one in without doing that. I suppose I could have done it before Cobra. I didn't even think about that. Okay, but we did it. All right, full body stretch, arms overhead, feet below, stretch. Okay, bend your right knee, bring it into your chest, intertwine over your right shin, press that thigh into your torso. Move the shoulders away from your ears, chin to the chest. Now squeeze the elbows in toward one another.
Deep belly breaths here as you press your right belly into your thigh to get that ascending colon compressed, massaged. Release the right leg. Take a moment to feel the right hip and relax the right leg. Left knee comes up to the chest. Intertwine over that shin. Press down with all your might. Feel yourself using your arm muscles. So you're using your arm muscles. You're not taking the shoulders up to the ears and using that. Shoulders are pressed away from the ears, chin to the chest. Now squeeze your elbows in toward you and belly breath, descending colon, left hip. Release that leg, come into Shavasana, feel this. Yeah, just feel the warmth in the hips. Let it run down the legs, go into the feet. Both knees come up over the hips. Feet are flexed. We're in a reverse tabletop pose now. Draw your navel down toward the ground. Lift your arms, palms toward each other. Intertwine your fingers. Bend your elbows and take your hands under your skull. Draw your navel down. Lift your face and your chest straight up to the ceiling and pulse. Hold it up there. Take the soles of the feet together, the knees to the side. Press the feet into one another as hard as you can. Feel the inner thighs. Now pulse again. Now, if you want more, every time you lift the face and the chest toward the ceiling, press into the feet a little bit more. Press them into one another just a little more. Stay up here. Take the feet down toward the ground, but don't quite touch the ground. Not quite. Straighten the legs. Bring the legs straight up. Knees to the side, soles of the feet together. Bring them toward the ground. Not quite. Feel the glutes work. Straighten, lift. If it's too much for you to keep your head off the ground, by all means, take it to the ground. Feet come down. Open those legs. Open that up. Feel the glutes. Straighten and lift. Now, bend the knees. Straighten the legs close to the ground and lift. Just as close as you can. Watch the lower back. If it's bothering you, that means you're getting your legs too close to the ground. Straighten them when they're a little higher. Scoop. This is a big ice cream scooper. Scoop and lift. Scoop and lift. Scoop and lift. Head comes down to the ground. Arms in a T position. Flex the heels. Make circles. Oh, yeah. Core and lower back massage all in one. Reverse. So you want these circles to be controlled. Yeah, nice. Bend the knees. Bring the arms down just a little bit. Right leg comes over the left, chin to the chest. We're going to twist the spine again. Slowly let the legs drop to the left. And release everything here. Notice if you're pressing into your left shoulder. If you are, release that. Notice how nice and spread out you have your right chest and your right upper arm and in your armpit. Can you feel that? Really good for the shoulder. Very often shoulders are pulled out of alignment because the chest muscle, the pectoral muscle is tight, right? You know, you see people when they get older kind of hunched forward with their shoulders. Here we keep the pec really nice and open. That's what you're opening up here. Also notice that opening in the right hip, right glutes, and of course the lower back. Squeeze the legs together, bring the navel back, bring the legs back to center, uncross them. Okay, get your T nice and straight again. And then rock side to side, one hip to the other, and then just kind of walk those hips toward the bottom of your mat. Opening your spine here before we twist it to the right. Bend the knees, left leg over the right. Soften those shoulders, chin to the chest. Slowly drop the legs, right side. So of course, here you're pushing into the right arm and right shoulder so the legs don't drop. But as soon as they drop, soften that up in the shoulder and the arm. Okay, make it passive. And now, of course, you've got the left chest and left shoulder getting this nice opening. Left hip, lower back. Add your breath. Draw your navel back. Squeeze your legs together. Bring them back to center. Uncross. And just take a hold. Either if you're going to hold your kneecaps, you can, but just real gently. Really better to get underneath the kneecaps at the very tops of your shin bones, right? It's got to be gentle with the kneecaps. So just circle here, knee circles to release the lower back after all that twisting, reverse the circles. And then cross at the ankles, flick your feet up to the ceiling and toward your mat. Okay, now we're going to flip it over and go belly down once again. Crocodile pose. Restorative pose. So restoring our energy here, feet are toed in. So just scan your body, look for any areas where you may be holding tension. And once you locate that area, all awareness is there. Take your breath there. You'll notice that when you give your awareness to that side of the body, it automatically starts to release. Okay? So you give it the attention and then it starts to let go. So your head is glued to that top hand. Bring the arms up. Bring both legs up. Take the arms out to the side in a T position. Now take the arms back to the side. Lift your chest a bit, and you've got a locust pose. Bring the arms to the sides, bend the elbows, take the head to the top hand, drop everything down. Soften everything and breathe here. Palms chest level, we're coming into cobra pose. Feet are toed in, legs are hip distance or closer. Don't make them too wide, but definitely feet toed in, everyone. Lift your pubic bone, roll it to your belly, drop it back down. Now, I want you to press your hands into the mat. Do you see how that works the arm muscles and the shoulder muscles? This pose is a lower back strengthener. It is not an arm strengthener. So when you begin to lift your body off the ground, put as little pressure into the hands. You can even lift them off the ground. Little pressure as possible. Recruit those back muscles. And then those of you who like to come all the way up for a back bendy, go for it. Or just stay in cobra. Now, when you come down, same thing. Feel the palms
And feel when you can release that pressure, when you can kind of lift the pressure, even lift the palms off the mat. Kiss forehead to mat, come up one more time. Lateral twist on the top if you want that tonight. And bring it back down slowly. Take it out of the hands. Forehead and mat kiss. Then turn your head to the side and relax. Arms are bent, palms are up, feet are still toed in. So you're resting in that cheekbone. And then very slowly turn your head to the other side. Slow motion. Take your head back to center, your hands chest level into the mat, push up into table pose, curl your tail, lift your belly, press your hips back towards your heels. Come on down for child's pose, opening that spine on the way down. And then wherever you want to put the arms, but just make sure. One thing you don't want to do is have them stick straight in front of you. Okay, that's a lot of for the shoulders. Draw your arms back a bit, bend the elbows, maybe even take the arms next to your legs with the palms up. Some people like that one. All right, then take a few more breaths there. And then when you're ready, flip it over, Shavasana. All right, so opening up. Arms are open, legs are open, feet are toed out, palms are up, chin to the chest, and just drop into your back body. Let your back body drop into the ground. Don't hold any of your weight, none of it. So you'll notice that you have this big field of awareness, right? And within that field of your awareness, you have sensations from the body, right? You have feelings, emotions, right? They come to you kind of first this, then that, then the other, thoughts. And then you have your breath. Find your breath and cover your breath with your awareness. So we're going to use a little breath count here. So we're going to use an even inhale and outhale. Outhale. Out, inhale, exhale. So do this.
Your next inhale, just keep it regular, don't control it. Just count how long the inhale is. And then just stop for a second or two after the inhale, and then begin your exhale and make it the same count. So it's a 5, let's say it's 5, 6 count inhale, 1 or 2 seconds, just hold the breath, and then go into the exhale for that same count, 5 or 6 in this case. But yours will be, everyone's different in terms of how long the breath is and how they count. Just the same number count for inhale and exhale. And then when you're done with the inhale and when you're done with the exhale, hold it for 1 or 2 seconds before you go into the next cycle. It's okay if the thoughts that come into your awareness distract you. That's expected. Just go back to counting the breath. Simply go back. That's all. Just begin again. All right, now you can stop counting the breaths. And what I'd invite you to do is just simply be aware of this wide open area of your awareness, right? Just notice everything that floats in and out of your awareness and just make anything that floats in and out okay. In other words, try not to grab it or react to it. No matter what the thought is, no matter what the feeling is, make them all okay. And just notice. And even if you get caught up in a thought, notice that. Oh, I'm caught up with that thought, right? Just notice it all and make everything okay. No judgment here. Everything's okay. Nothing's good or bad. No judgment. It just is. Just be the witness. Okay, so often consciousness or awareness is described as the sky. Like imagine this huge, big blue sky, and all that other stuff that passes through, thoughts, feelings, whatever, they're just clouds passing by. So know that you are the sky, right? Not the clouds, you're the sky. So don't identify with any of the stuff that passes by. Just notice it. And then just release all that and go back to your breath. All right, slowly making your transition. And then when you're ready, roll to your right side, knees tucked up toward your chest, head resting on your arm. And then slowly make your way to seated pose. Okay, and once you're in seated pose, extend your arms out, feel the heart open, palms are up. Inhale. Exhale. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week.